Yo guys, hello and welcome back to round 15 of the Redbull Academy career mode here at Monza. Or should I call it that I forgot to change my engine components from practice to qualifying career mode. Again, I've done it, I've completely forgot to do it. And yeah, of course it has to be on one of the most power hungry circuits on the calendar. So yeah, we're going to be starting from the back again here at Monza. Now, if you did miss the last episode out in Zandvoort, go and check that out before you get any spoilers. So last time out in Zandvoort, we did a double last to first challenge, obviously being a sprint weekend. We managed to finish P7 for both of them. So yeah, decent result there, but let's get straight into the race.
George Russell will begin today's event in pole position, and Andrea Kimi Antonelli completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Hamilton, Max Verstappen, and Piastri, Hadja, Sainz, Albon, and Pierre Gasly, Colapinto, Behrman, Sergio Perez, and Bottas, Norris, Alonso, Arvid Lindblad, and Esteban Ocon, Hulkenberg, Stroll, Bortoletto, and Richards. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
So yet again at the back of the grid here for the Italian Grand Prix inside this career mode. Going to be a one stop today, even though they're trying to give us a two, but yeah, pretty sure we can stretch our one stop. Managed to do it in the Minardi My Team career mode. If you haven't checked that out, by the way, go and check that out. But yeah, let's get into the race. Got 5 red lights here at the Tempeler speed. And it's lights out and away we go from the back of the grid. Hard compound tyres here on the V-carb, and yeah, hoping for a nice steady start to this race. The Stroll goes absolutely careering to the other side of the track, but going to try and take it nice and easy into turn 1, currently 3 wide with the Aston. And yeah, decent exit around the outside, P19, and then a nice little weave from our teammate there, but getting the battery on nice and early, absolutely swamping some of these cars around me, overtaking Lando Norris actually, as he probably had a grid penalty. But we're up into P16 on the first lap, behind Fernando Alonso and Sergio Perez up ahead. Perez actually on the soft compound tyres as we get a track limits warning on the first lap here. Ocon has a brief little look up the inside, but nothing doing there. But yeah, battery is going to be a big component in this race as well. Going to have to try and save it here and there. Going about 75% on throttle as we approach the corner before we lift. But yeah, early stages of this race, just trying to settle in as we go down into the Parabolica, making sure we stay within the 1 second to get the overtake mode for the next lap, which we do get. So we're going to try and burn that all the way down into turn 1, try and close up on Fernando Alonso and Ollie Behrman. Looking behind us though, because Lando Norris is on the attack. He's going to look to the outside. We're going to give him enough room there. We're going to be later on the brakes down into turn 1. Norris is still there. We give him a little bit of a squeeze to the apex of turn 2, but all good there. Still a P16. Towards the end of lap 2 now, catching up to Fernando Alonso and Ollie Behrman. As Alonso goes to the overtake, we're going to go for it as well. Down the outside. A little bit of a weave there from Behrman going into the corner, but we get the job done there nicely. Yeah, P15 now. Just going to speed it up a little bit as we go around the Parabolica and down into turn 1. We unfortunately run out of battery, but so has Fernando Alonso. And yeah, we're going to have a little look down into turn 1, but not quite close enough to get anywhere near Alonso, to be honest. But yeah, we thought we'd have a little look anyway, but this straight is much better for us. The AI don't tend to burn as much battery. Bottas and Alonso going side by side. We're going to overtake both of them with the overspeed, but we lift and coast a little bit too early, unfortunately. Fernando Alonso gets the place back. Yeah, P14 though, making slow and steady progress in this one. Start lap 4 now, same sort of situation, running out of battery down into turn 1. But we go to the outside of Fernando. Sainz and Colapinto battling ahead, which blocks us in kind of, but we get the job done on the Aston man up into P13. Yeah, the Williams man ahead, along with the Alpine. And yeah, hopefully we can get a move done on these as soon as possible, as they're going to be costing us time if they carry on going side by side like this. Colapinto gets a bit of a dodgy exit and we're going to go down the inside, but we think better of it as he has the outside and the race in line. But yeah, a little bit yo-yo-y in this race, as you might know if you have done this track on the F1 26 DLC, but yeah, it's all about the battery around here. Alonso gets back past us because he's willing to deploy a little bit more. We would rather save it for this straight and the main straight, so just going to have to bide our time for now. Fernando looks to be running out of battery actually, but we're going to try and save it for the main straight. Valtteri Bottas is going to make the most of that and he's going to go down the inside of the Parabolica. But yeah, we're going to get on the battery about 70% at the start of the straight. And yeah, we're going to fly straight back past the Cadillac man. 3 wide on the start-finish straight. Sainz, Colapinto and Alonso. We have to back out of it. We do not see any route through there. Absolute yo-yo of a Grand Prix so far. But yeah, again, we're going to get on the battery nice and early. Going to make light work of Bottas, light work of Carlos Sainz. And that's going to move us back up into P13 in this Grand Prix. And yeah, very yo-yo-y in this one. Obviously, these regulations allow for that, but yeah, coming out of the first chicane, Colapinto gets a bit of a compromise run, so we're going to make light work of him as well. And also we're going to take this chance to overtake the 2-time world champion Fernando Alonso at the end of the first sector. And yeah, hopefully that can be the end of that and we can get after Sergio Perez that's actually ahead. But luckily he boxed, going on to the start of lap 8 and then the start of lap 9. A few of the others decide to box in this Grand Prix, which implies that they're probably going to be on the 2-stopper. So hopefully we can keep our tyres in check and we'll be in an absolutely amazing position towards the end of the Grand Prix. But end of lap 9 and Lando Norris finally makes his way past, coming back through the grid as he tries to get back into the points. But yeah, we're going to have a little go back at the McLaren man down the main straight. Unfortunately, he's just too quick. We couldn't even stick with him for the rest of the lap. And yeah, start lap 11, they all pit, and that leaves us out in the lead here at Monza, going literally from last to first so far within the first 11 laps. Granted, pit stops have definitely helped us, but start at lap 14 now, we take a little bit of a wide line through the chicane, dip our wheel in the gravel, and Charles Leclerc, who's already boxed in this Grand Prix, using his fresher tyres, capitalises on our mistake there, and we're in P2. Now we need to try and stick with the Ferrari man. Hopefully we can stay with him for a lap or two before we box, but we managed to stay with him towards the end of that lap, but then the next lap he absolutely flies away. So we are going to box at the end of lap 15 and go on to the medium tyres for the final 12 laps of the race. Hoping for a good stop here again. 2.4, cannot complain. We are going to come out of the pits outside the points though, unfortunately, P11, which is going to soon turn into P13. But yeah, we have the fresher rubber. Everyone else should be stopping again in this Grand Prix. So yeah, let's see if we can make the most of these fresh tyres, get past Alonso and Lindblad straight away. And the end of that lap, it looks like we are about to. A little bit of a lift and coast into the final corner as we set up the run, go down the inside of Lindblad and Alonso even before the corner ends, as our teammate actually boxes at the start of lap 17. A load of other people coming in for their second stops as well, promotes us up into P6, and then a lap later the rest of the field are going to box, and that is going to promote us up into P2. Unfortunately, the pace was not quite good enough to get Charles Leclerc. He has shown some unbelievable pace this Grand Prix, but P2 from the back of the grid is not too shabby at all. And it did stay like that for a little while, but until the end of lap 22, we decided to lift and coast heavily into the final corner, because it was only a matter of time before these Mercedes were going to overtake us. But fortunately, because we LICO'd, we're going to have the overtake for this lap, and we're going to yo-yo straight back past George Russell. Kimi Antonelli actually having a little look now, as Lewis Hamilton is joining us as well. It's going to be 4 cars going for P2 in this Grand Prix. We've managed to hang it round the outside of the Ferrari driver and managed to hang on to P3. Antonelli has got a little bit of a gap though, but we are going to burn the battery. We know the AI are not strong down this straight. We're in the slipstream. We're going to look to the inside. He defends though, and we're going to send it round the outside into the chicane and get back P2. Lovely overtake there from the Racing Bulls driver, but rinse and repeat next lap. We let Lewis Hamilton go up the inside into the final corner, so we get the overtake again. Antonelli managed to sneak up the inside as well, but we're going to burn the battery down to turn 1, get Lewis Hamilton back. George Russell is now having a look, and we're going to get absolutely swamped by both Mercedes as they all go past Lewis Hamilton as well. We managed to hang it up the inside of Lewis there, but both Mercedes are now ahead. Can we do the same again though? We're going to burn the battery. They're still side by side, so we're going to go round the outside of both of them and get the move done. Going to swoop back to the racing line. We are back in P2. Incredible scenes here at Monza. And yeah, by the looks of it, Charles Leclerc is going to win this Grand Prix now, but end of lap 24, and Russell is going to make the overtake a little bit earlier than the previous laps. Our battery is nowhere near as full as it once was. And yeah, we're going to try and get him back down into turn 1 in the slipstream, deploying all of the battery. Antonelli is looking very feisty as well. Russell is going to look to defend the inside though. Antonelli is going to come through the middle of both of us. We're going to hold it around the outside. It's currently 3 wide into turn 1. We give them so much space on the inside. Unfortunately, I cannot turn the car anymore out of the corner. And then the Mercedes ends up dragging alongside us. We lose all momentum. Little bit of side pod damage, front wing damage in the process, but we're not going to stop. We're going to get the battery back on and we're going to reclaim that P2. George Russell very slow off the corner, but yeah, the horrible crash physics in this game where, you know, you make a slight bit of contact and the AI just doesn't turn out and you cannot do anything about it. But George Russell and Lewis Hamilton at the end of lap 25 are going to fly past again. Fortunately, Antonelli seems to have got a bit of damage in that himself, but yeah, we're going to burn the rest of the battery down into turn 1 yet again, try and get this position back. Hamilton we're not quite going to get past him. He's got a bit more straight line speed. We're going to try on Russell, but again, we're just not far enough alongside and run out of battery a bit too early there. But let's see if we can get them back on this straight. Currently P4. Would be ideal to get at least a podium in this Grand Prix, and we're going to try it again on Russell, going down the inside. Hamilton's going to go defensive though. We're going to send it down the outside, but fortunately for the Ferrari man, he's going to have the better line, and unfortunately for us, we're not going to have the drive off the corner. Had it briefly in none and forgot to put it back onto medium, but yeah, the tyres are also starting to go off heavily in this Grand Prix. Down into P4, we're going to get in the slipstream of Russell again and try and overtake him in an unorthodox place. He defends to the inside, we're going to look to the outside, but yeah, just not really doing there. Very slidey on the exit as well, and unfortunately, by the looks of it, no battery into the final corner. It's going to be very tough to come back from here. And yeah, unfortunately, we've just run out of battery, run out of tyres at the wrong time. Going to be coming on to the final lap now. But yeah, coming on to the final lap, and we're completely out of battery before the start finish line. We're going to have to start looking behind us because Norris, Gasly and Verstappen are all fighting behind, and this race is not over yet. Fortunately, they are not close enough down into turn 1 to put up a fight, but yeah, towards the end of the lap, they have got a hell of a lot closer. Lando Norris and Verstappen all trying to get the P4 off us as Charles Leclerc wins for Ferrari at Monza. their home Grand Prix. So an amazing result, 1-2 for them. But yeah, Lando Norris going to go down the inside of the Parabolica. We try and give him the squeeze to the inside to disrupt his line. Unfortunately, we managed to hold it, deploy the rest of the battery, and we're going to come across the line here, P4. So from last on the grid here at the Italian Grand Prix, we managed to pick up P4 and 12 valuable points for the team and myself. Yeah, a bit of a difficult race, a lot of yo-yoing, but yeah, we still did really good. P6 in the driver's standings, a cheeky 69 points behind Max Verstappen. And yeah, P5 in the constructors. A little bit of no man's land again there. But now I'm going to need you guys in the comments down below to let me know who you think is at fault for that collision a few laps before the end. As you can see on screen from the POV of the Ferrari man, we give him plenty of space. Obviously, can't turn any further left, but then look, the Mercedes kind of ping-pongs off the other one. We get dragged into it. And yeah, we cannot do any more. So I want to know in the comments down below what you guys think of that. Whether we should have given more room, whether either Antonelli or Russell should have backed out, whether we should have backed out. And look, if there should be any penalties flying around, who should get it? I want to hear your opinions in the comments, guys. Let me know. And that is going to be it from me, guys. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I'm going to leave you with this secret meeting that we've got with the Red Bull team. And yeah, trying to hit 500 subs before the end of the year. So if you could hit like, hit subscribe, it'd mean the absolute world to me. And yeah, have a good evening, guys. Thank you all so much. And cheers.